Hello, this is Grammy. Here's an old scrapbook I found. I just thought you might be interested in seeing what's in it. It's an old one that my mother had made long ago. See if I can zoom in here to some of these things. It's just clippings out of newspaper that says Grand Canyon from the South Rim. And says Miss America reveals path to beauty prize. Betty Cooper, Miss America of Atlantic City, 2 months ago, drinks and toasts with milk. This blonde New Jersey schoolgirl from Hackettstown made newspaper front pages when she fled from offers of Broadway and Hollywood after her coronation. Now she poses to help boost milk, one of New Jersey's products, for National Milk Week. Here's a picture of President Franklin D. Roosevelt taking members of the press on a tour. And that's Mrs. Roosevelt. These are some of the Roosevelts. Don't want to read everything. There's a picture of Ethel DuPont and Franklin D. Roosevelt Jr. They'll be Mr. and Mrs. tomorrow. And that's a picture of the church they'll be married in. And here's a picture, it says happy couple just after the wedding. Roosevelt bride, Mrs. Franklin D. Roosevelt Jr., the former Ethel DuPont, is pictured in her wedding gown. She was married to the son of the president at Christ Church near the estate of her father, Owl's Nest, at Greenville, Delaware. And there they are together. Other pictures of Roosevelt and I guess his son. And here's happy newlyweds Mr. and Mrs. John Roosevelt leaving the Union Church at Massachusetts after their marriage. John's smiling face leaves no doubt about his happiness. Anne's is still serious after the something of the service. The wedding reception and John Roosevelt and his fiance's family. I like the way this piece here in this old scrapbook, it's put together with like a little nail, if you can see that, a pen. So old. And then this is Amelia Earhart. Her last picture, it says. And then there's a little piece here that says, Amelia Earhart Putman. This is probably the last picture ever taken of Amelia Earhart. She was lost somewhere in the South Pacific Ocean on the round-the-world flight. Oh, and here's some pictures of the 5 little twins. I can remember reading some about them. This says something about the Matheson tragedy. If anybody knows about that, leave something in the comments. And here's back to the little girls. I know that they put these little girls in a special place with nurses and doctors raising them, and people could come to the fence and look at them. It was kind of a tragic story. I don't know all of it, but don't know. These are some pictures of Amelia Earhart. And here again is pictures of the 5 little girls. Quinn's first birthday glows with promise of health and wealth. I'd like to know the full story. We'd have to look it up somewhere, I guess. This was some kind of a crime here. I don't know what. Kidnapped victim and boy who found frozen body. I don't know what that is. I'd have to read about it. Victim's famous parents far away as Bruno dies. It has the house. And then the trial. Different pictures, different people from that case. Has pictures of his hands during the trial. I guess the one that was on trial for the murder. Shows steps that were retraced. Pictures of the executioners. His sister protesting his execution. His mother in her humble home, it says. And this says, "I'm innocent. Last words." And this picture is the steel workers back in the day. Don't know what year. Who is bigger, Purnell or Roosevelt? Must have been a big strike. Wives help. Canton steel workers. And here's an old bus. National Guardsmen stood with rifles as the group of men who had worked all day in the Campbell plant of Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company. These newspaper clippings would have been from Youngstown, Ohio, because my mother lived in Campbell, not far from Youngstown, when she grew up. So that's where these newspaper clippings would have come from. will not sign union contract, it says. Frank Perel, president of the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company. I don't really know who that is. Mrs. Ernest Simpson. And then here is His Majesty Edward the Seventh. Portrait of a Duke who was king. He was the one that's probably the woman he was in love with, that he gave up the throne for. And these are clippings about that. The Duke of Windsor, delighted anticipation of his reunion with Mrs. Wiles Warfield. Edward's courtship. Ex-king and happy vacation days. This article says, sees marriage ending empire. Here's a chateau. Pictures of the inside. Explaining all that. Stanley Baldwin. Premier vanquishes king. Duke and Duchess of Windsor. The Duchess of Windsor poses for Vogue. Edward's bride in one of her new Paris gowns. Duchess of Windsor. Here's some more clippings about all of this with the royals. Royal family in robes after coronation ceremonies. Here's a picture of Queen Elizabeth as Duchess of York and her children, Crown Princess Elizabeth left and Princess Margaret Rose. Crown Princess Elizabeth is next in line to see her father for the throne. New King and Queen of the British Empire. The new king. And then here's some clippings that say Poland's desolation. Some of them are sort of gruesome pictures. Puts me in mind of Ukraine. England in wartime. And then this talks about with their men called up for Army service, women are taking over jobs ordinarily performed by men in peacetime. Here, women are carrying on with bakers round. And here's some Benedictine monks and gas masks. And here is, it says, even houses of worship must be prepared to withstand enemy attack from the air. Prayers in Poland. This picture says, this Warsaw boy lost his mother in air raid. There's some other clippings, don't know exactly. It looks like a football player. Four students on the honor roll. Look at this ad here where it says, the Dixie, 90 cents for shampoo, set, hair, and haircut included. This is a picture of a flaming battleship sinks as men struggle in the ocean. There's a picture of John D. Rockefeller Sr. And here is Wiley Post. He died hearing the roar of motors. This picture says the biggest diamond is this big. $1 million HK Wick estate for sale. And there's a church. Then there was a folder in here that had some more pictures. Oh, here's the quids again. The little girls. See if I can get it spread out here where you can see it. It's the Youngstown paper. And the date on it is December 27th, 1936, Youngstown, Ohio. This one says Sunday, December 20th, 1936. The most talked of women in the world. Be real interesting to read all this one day when I've got time. Excuse me. And there's some clippings that aren't even in the scrapbook. Victors divide the spoils. Smiling, they go to war. And here's some ads. Hail the October Bride. Here it says beautifully laundered shirts, 9 cents each. Here's an old Murine ad. Murine eye drops. And here's one for Johnson's Band-Aids. Does your child need piano lessons? There's a lot of these I don't know. I'm not familiar with who it is. Let's see what the date on this is. This one says December 10th, 1936. Chapters in the life of Edward, 60th British monarch. And then it has all sorts of different pictures. New king and queen join long line of British monarchs. This clipping says Parr snubs NBC overtures and plans trip to Europe. That's Jack Parr. I do know that. It's an article about him. He went through some controversy with NBC, and I'm not real sure about all that. I just know that my mother did keep up with that. She evidently did like watching Jack Parr on TV. And this is the Duchess of Windsor. Yeah, here's another picture of Jack Parr sitting on a stoop, looks like, with a little dog. Here's England's Duke of York. More. Guess Mama was fascinated with the royals too. This one says, why King George's coronation will be the greatest show on earth. And it tells all about it. Well, this paper is from the Asheville Citizen, which would be here. And it's dated Friday, May 1st, 1959. North Carolina, the South's leader. On the back is an ad. Gowns and pajamas. $5.99 each. British monarch prefers love to empire. Kind of puts me in mind of Harry and Meghan. Duke of Windsor. Yeah, Mama must have been really keeping up with all that. Duke and Duchess of Windsor in New York. And then here's some more about Jack Parr. And it says, better actor than politician. Jack Parr is a homebody with rugged independence. And then here's one, which would probably be from the Asheville Citizen. Yes, it is. It's from the Asheville Citizen, July 10th, 1960. Showing the tunnel on the backside going across the mountain. But on the article that was cut out, it says, it's Kennedy against Johnson. So there's a nice article all about that. And their pictures. And that's all of this. Just thought y'all might be interested in seeing these old clippings. It'd be nice if I could take the time one day to maybe even put these that are loose in another scrapbook and put it away. Maybe my children or grandchildren might enjoy looking at it. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed looking at it with me. I'll put it up. Thanks for coming along. If you did, give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel or make a few comments if you know some of the things that I just talked about from this scrapbook. Have a good day. Bye.